Previously, after waking in the brig of the ship you purchased passage, your friendly orc Zorak kicked down the door and knocked out the pirate John on the other side. After exploring, you meet Asta, an elf stowaway who assists you in taking out the rest of the pirates on board. Now in control of the ship and attempting to discover where it is heading, you decide to continue on its path as there is an island in the distance. After a raft landing on a mesa, you leave your new friend John to attempt to repair the ship as you make your way into Vaxen. Upon meeting Catherine, she begs your aid in rescuing her son Cassius. In exchange for assistance in getting lumber for repairing your ship. Making your way towards the goblin camp, you manage to detect a goblin ambush at a bridge. Easily defeating them, you continue to the camp, where you rescue the child and defeating a particularly nasty goblin. You tended to your wounds and that of the child Cassius. Taking a rest throughout the night, you awake in the morning to a chattering outside. I just assumed that you guys would, what's the word? Have a watch.
Yeah.
It is now daytime. Yay!
Probably should state that a bit more, but yes.
I very much don't have a watch, but I'm wondering if you guys are thoroughly confused why this human is just wearing slippers into battle.
I ask no questions because my character, Nicholas, is always questioning your motives at the moment. You are a very odd man.
That's fair.
Yeah,
So
so the dawn, it's dawn. The sun's starting to rise over the trees. Still a little bit of fog around the outside of the area. You're not too sure whether it's fog or clouds that have just kind of settled in on the ground. But you can hear chattering outside. And Zorak and Brock, you can hear faintly make out some of the words, and like some of the words that kind of stick out are just like, what happened here? The rest of you can just hear chattering.
I'll look at Brock. Did you hear that, mate?
Asta and Nicholas, as you walk outside, you come across two goblins coming from the North Passage.
They're a hasty bunch, aren't they? Already running out there. But
Oh,
it's not a matter if I heard that or not. It's that bed was shocking.
I'll immediately start shooting if I can see
Oh
them.
shit!
I'm
It
like-
begins.
Because I'm walking out because I recall Asta mentioning about the timber outside, and so I was going to check it out. And then, if we've seen that, I'll be going, oh no.
Oh no! Okay, yeah, sure.
Particularly stealthy.
Do you think
Give
we
me a stealth
Yeah,
roll,
sorry.
and we'll see.
should think
Hang on.
we should go see what those voices were? If they're wondering what's happening, I'm wondering if they're friendly.
Do we
Oh,
hear
snap.
Asta
Okay.
have you-
Yeah, I'll give you a surprise round on them.
All right. Do you want to go first, Asta? Or
Well, after you get a surprise round on you, you're not that stealthy.
okay. Because I rolled a 19 on stealth, but I don't think I was actually being stealthy. So.
Oh, was that you that rolled that?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you get that surprise round. I thought that was Asta's roll. Sorry.
Oh, what was your roll,
I
Danny?
rolled a natural 18 plus. Where's my calculator? Oh god.
your
18
stealth?
plus
The
7.
7 is yeah.
Oh my
Okay, yeah.
lord.
You both get a surprise round. Asta goes first.
Quick, Danny, what is 18 plus 7?
I am shooting for this man's here. Well, I somehow managed to click in between both of them. And I am. That is 15 plus 5, 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
So, and let me fix that. So 5 plus 8 on that. So 8. I mean 5 plus 3 on that, so 8. And then my sneak attack on top is
Yeah,
Oh.
you killed it. So it's all good.
oh,
As it
Good.
So as the two goblins walk around the corner, they can see the corpses around the ground that you didn't really move or hide anywhere. So
Classic.
clearly they're coming back because they've got torches lit. And they're walking around the corner, and they're kind of like walking cautiously. But as they walk around the tree, one of them just takes the shot to the face and just drops.
All right. Well, then
Scaring the other one. Yeah.
I'll attack that guy then.
Well. Is that your turn? Both
Um,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And I also once per turn I can deal or I can do a bonus. Oh wait, bonus actions
She's
don't
just,
go, do
she's
they?
just being greedy.
What's that?
Do bonus actions happen on surprise rounds? Because if not, that's okay.
Yeah. No. Surprise rounds are just a turn before everyone's turns start.
She's being greedy. She
Oh,
wants to go for the second shot.
Do it.
Do it.
I'll
Kill
shoot
him.
it and I'll say, "Hey, we got company." There we go. I won't shoot the second one.
Sorry, you notice how calm she is when she said we have company? I
Yeah.
wonder if they're friendly or not.
So yeah, on a surprise round, you get an entire turn before everyone else's turn. Before you roll initiative, if that makes sense.
She dropped her dice.
Oh no.
Amateur.
I picked it up with my toe though. That's got to
Ah.
count for something.
And
Anyway,
God
what
knows
did you
else.
do, Asta?
Look, no, I shot one and then I'll just be like, "Hey, we got company," and then I'll just let anybody else choose what they want to do next because I've been accused of being greedy.
Just kill it.
No,
Right,
no.
your turn, Nick.
All right.
Nicholas.
Oh, critical fail.
Ooh.
And I'll move to about here and hunker down a little bit, and that'll be me.
So, in 5th edition, rolling a 1 on an attack is not a critical miss.
I only got 6.
Yeah, so it still counts with your addition, with your bonuses. But if you do skill checks, that is a critical fail. So attacks, I think, don't count as critical fails anymore.
I might
Okay.
be a noob, but what is a critical miss or a critical fail? Like,
One.
Roll 1.
You roll a 1 on your d20.
All right. So you two roll for initiative.
Ooh, 20.
Wait, are we
I-
all sorry?
I
Are
roll
we
it
all
now.
rolling for
Yeah, roll for initiative.
Danny, these new dice, you got me very hard. But seems to be lucky. I got a 19 on it.
Whoops, I accidentally gave all the torches fucking initiative.
They're gonna flare up.
Oh, yep. Well, guys, I rolled a lot high last game. I just rolled a 1, so.
And we said that
You're waking up.
we said that
Yeah,
my
that's true.
bird's on my initiative too. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go on your turn.
Why is that not staying? There we go.
That probably makes it a bit easier for you, hey?
Yeah,
When you can,
because
like, set up
normally
your
we'll
thing a
probably
little better.
yeah. Actually, that's what I keep forgetting.
All right, Brock, your turn.
Well, because our friend very calmly said, we have company, I'm going to stroll on out there.
Okay.
10, 15, 20. Can I squeeze past him through
Yeah,
the door?
so
25.
You can pass through a square of a friendly, so it's like they allowing you past. So like Andy would kind of like just stand aside as you walk past him.
That's
Did anyone see the
that's
initiative thing disappear?
Yeah, I was just looking for it.
yeah. It just disappeared for me too.
Yes,
What's this?
the
The
initiative.
thing? Oh, yeah,
There it
sorry,
is.
Yeah.
Just so I know.
So that's 30 feet of movement. I'm gonna walk out here and be like, so what's up? And have a look around, and obviously I'll see them over there. So I'll say, well, now we do in fact have company, and I'm gonna dash into a bit of coverage, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then I'll dash into the tree line, 5, 10, 15, 20. Will that give me half cover from them?
Yeah.
So just so everyone knows, I have 50 feet of movement speed. That's how I can get inside to outside really quickly.
How
Because
does
it's not,
And
cover work?
not at all broken. Ranged attacks have disadvantage, and I think
Okay.
I think it's like area of effect. You have advantage on as well.
Isn't there also increase to your AC? Oh no.
Dexterity
I-
for clothes
I
and not wearing stuff. Yes.
That's right, let me look.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Honestly, like no one has
yeah.
ever really used cover in any of the games I've used.
Hey,
A target with
And-
half cover has +2 bonus to AC and dexterity throws. A target has half cover if an obstacle blocks at least half its body. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, you know, I'm
I'll give
aiming
you
to
half
like.
cover for the tree stump you're behind.
Yeah, I'm aiming to duck down like and lay on the ground behind it, like
So
like
you're going
not
prone.
like not like lay
Yeah.
down, but like
You're
Very-
going prone, mate.
very
Prone.
very crouched down
Laying
behind
down is
it.
prone.
And I'm gonna say, you can deal with them. I'm still waking up. As I like,
you
lay
haven't had
down here.
coffee. You haven't had your Irish coffee yet.
True is.
Nicholas, your turn.
All right. So my bird is going to fly forward. I did even mark the spot to there because he's got a fly speed. Oh shit! I didn't pay attention to where I just went.
It's right below me.
To there because it's got a fly speed of 50.
Yeah.
Can I shoot this
Oh,
one
amazing.
from where I am, or do I need to step out?
Yeah, you can
I'll step
shoot
out.
him. Like you got decent. Like it's pretty clear to him.
And yeah, so I'll do another chill touch. Oh, a 10?
Is not a hit.
I miss again. Oh, poor me. And that will be me.
All right, it is the Gobbo's turn. He will spend his turn running away.
Classic.
How far does he get as a goblin though?
He's got
Oh, he's got the
movement.
dash.
Yeah, he's got 30 movement speed, so he's going to dash 30 away. So he's run like all the way down that passage. All right, Astra, it's your turn.
Can I? So, can I be stealthy while dashing?
Yes and no. I would give you disadvantage on it, but generally not really.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try anyway. I'm going to bonus action dash up to
Can you dash 70 feet? The fuck?
60.
Fuck, that's fucking
60 feet
dope.
of movement.
Yeah, that's 2 movements.
Oh yeah, 30, and then your bonus action is
Yeah.
30 or whatever.
Yeah, dash is only the length that your walk speed. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she can do
Dash is
30.
double. Dash is double
Where?
the.
No, I don't
Is that
believe
oh?
for a
Is that
second.
your got ability or something?
You walk 30
Yeah,
and then
I
you use
have
dash for another 30?
Yeah, I have a bonus. So
Yes.
my cunning action I can take as a bonus
Yeah,
action
yeah.
on each of my turns to take the dash, disengage, or hide action. And I still can't see him, so I don't know what to do.
Oh, so you can double dash and then move. That's pretty
Fuck
cool.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because you can use your action too, can't you? Still dash.
I think I can.
So that's
Can I, or is
120
that-
feet
or
in
is that-
one
No.
go.
Yeah, so your cunning action uses your bonus action. Dash uses your
Yeah.
full action. So you can dash again
right.
on your full action, on your full turn, on your full action.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna move another.
Oh, that means I totally done that wrong because I only used 50 feet of movement for the dash.
You can go 100.
Oh, that's fucked.
You could
I
get
could
one
have
on
made
his
it to the
face.
goblin.
Oh, Adam could have killed him.
Learn your character.
Alright, well,
I
I'm
thought-
just gonna
yeah,
run
I got-
straight there. Is it there? And I guess I'm just gonna wait because I'm.
All right. Well, when you get around the corner, like you get to the bend, you can see the goblin just out of range of you, like running in the distance. You can make an attack on your next turn but it'd probably be a disadvantage because you'll
Or
probably
it's
dash.
just out of distance. Hang on, then I'm going to. So I've done the 60 for my bonus action dash.
Yeah.
Can I? Then I've just done the 30 there for my main action. Can
Yeah.
I do the extra 30 for the main action, which is, and then have my main action be a dash as well, or no?
What the? How many times are you trying to dash in one go?
See, I feel
Uh,
like that's wrong. I feel like that's wrong.
So you've done it once from the door, and then you've moved your 30, right? Your normal walk speed. So that means you have one more dash of 60 feet.
I feel like I don't think I
No,
was
she's
even
used
allowed
her action.
that
She's used her
much.
bonus as a dash because she can do that with her cunning action. Her then
Yeah.
action is a move. It's not a dash. Or can you do dash?
You
Well,
you
that's what I'm
can
confused about.
you can dash as an action.
Yeah, can you? Because if you
But
can,
is
then
that,
you
but then
should
is
be
that
able to.
like, then is that parallel to having two actions? Because that doesn't sound right.
No, so
No, well that's why
you-
you're cutting
you could-
action.
you said your
It's
cunning
true,
action uses your bonus.
That's true. That
So
is
your
a cunning
bonus your bonus
Yeah.
is now gone, and then you haven't attacked or anything yet. So you can use your action, which can be a dash, and
Alright,
then you
well-
have your base 30 movement to use as well. So you've already used your
well-
base 30, which means you'll
Yeah.
have, if you
You still
dash
got another
right now,
60.
you have 60 feet of movement.
Yeah, so he's just off the map, but
Yeah.
if you go there, I will allow you to make an attack next turn.
All right. Well, I just kind of want to jump here and like dash behind a tree or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll allow you to go there. So yeah, you managed to just like quickly run there, and you're just behind the gobbo.
So you can run 150 feet. That's nuts.
Too bad.
Andy
you can't
will
attack
come
now,
a-
though.
Andres will kind of just jump out and look around and like can't see anything. It's now Zorak's turn.
Can I yell out to Andres and go, can you look after Cassius? Because where's Cassius?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I'm sure it'd still be in the building.
Cool. I'll look at Cassius and say, just stay here, lad. You'll be right. And then just walk to the door, I guess, because I haven't seen anything that's fucking happened because this building.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd look at the big scary orc and just be like, yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you say.
I'll just move here and I'll just end my turn there. Looks like everyone's got it covered.
Alright, Brock, your turn again.
Yes.
You're prone behind the tree.
All right. So take matters into your own hands, I guess. So I'm gonna start moving. What? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then I will Step of the Wind, which allows me to dash as a bonus action.
Yeah.
And then I should just close the distance on whatever's up there because I'm now off the map at 100 feet. If
Yeah.
they're 100 feet away, I just get up.
Alright,
the
well,
side.
you're right next to the gobbo at this point.
Yeah, so I'll attack him then.
Alright, give me a check roll.
Oh, well.
How is your second wind a what?
Bonus action.
You got second wind
No,
as a
no.
monk.
Hang on. Not second wind. Step of the Wind.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Wind.
so you use one key point to dash as a bonus action. Pretty
Oh,
much
there
your cunning thingo.
That's,
And
that's
then
very good because look what I.
what? As a rogue cunning action, make a step of the.
that's nuts.
Can use dash twice. Hey. Rogue
Yeah,
cunning-
no, I wasn't
Yeah.
like I was fully under belief because I was looking at it, but I lost track of how many times you said you dashed. I was like,
Yeah.
sounds awfully like you dashed 3 times. So like, I don't think that's possible at this level.
Okay, so you can do it twice, but that uses the action.
Yes.
At that point, you most of all just fucking teleport.
I haven't got
I
that
got it.
spell yet.
I got a natural 20 to hit,
yeah.
Oh.
buddy.
Alright, yeah, roll
Wow.
damage.
which just I mean yeah, I am taking action into my own hands.
You're like, I would have fucked this guy up.
Well, see, I don't do that much damage, but let's see how it
You
goes.
do double damage, so
Yeah.
7.
That's 7 points.
Surely.
7 points of damage to backhand him.
well, that's wrong. You roll 1d4 plus that, and then you roll that again.
Yeah, he's got
I just
2d4
right click
plus
critical
3.
on D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay. So you do 7 damage.
Yeah.
You just managed to kill the fucker.
Oh, so my backhand's effective enough to just
Yeah.
like break his neck. or
As
something along
as it's running away, like clearly it's terrified for its life, seeing the corpses of all of its friends around this building. It runs away, and then suddenly you just like dash out of nowhere, backhand the fuck out of him, and he just like slumps to the ground, sliding as he's still like mid step. And yeah, he's just laying on the ground dead.
And now I'm just gonna whisper, "Tip of the wind."
And
Alright.
and Asta's gonna walk out. Or is there? Can I see anything other goblinos up there? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, and also
No,
have a
it was
look
just
around.
those two coming back in the morning and seeing its corpses of all of his friends everywhere.
Yep.
Well, I'd like to look around what actually is up here. Just like what like does it lead into scenery? Does it lead
It's
into
just
like
another path.
When I saw Mr. Monkman run up and
oh,
slaughter,
you didn't see him run up. You saw him step of the wind.
it's gonna go like, I had it covered.
And I'm gonna respond with, if you did, he wouldn't have made it this far.
I'm gonna hold up my crossbow and shake it and like, I came with one of these.
I wonder if they have any alcohol down there.
Alright, yeah, so other than those two gobbos coming back, there's no enemies really around you. It's fairly clear, like you managed to kill just about all the gobbos around here. Like you've killed the goblin leader. Maybe it'd be a couple of stragglers, but no,
Zorak.
nothing sufficient.
Yeah, mate.
There was two out here, buddy. She got one of them, but she couldn't capitalize on the other one too.
Listen,
Maybe
I,
On my eyes.
she should take some lessons from you or something, my friend.
listen, I know you guys had it covered.
So this
Can I
It's,
get
temp-
back to the
ha-
kid.
has- How's Cassius looking?
I'll go back to him and say, lad, we'll take you back to your mother. Was it his mother? I'll say that
Ye-
anyway.
yeah,
it
is
his
Doesn't-
mother.
doesn't
He
matter.
kind of, he's very timid and he just kind of goes to like nods and goes, "Oh, thank you very much."
You guys all ready to go back?
well, I'll
Yeah,
just
man.
having a look at the timber and going, just seeing if it's actually useful to build a ship or repair, or if it's just timber for fire.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of timber and tools here that you can use to repair the ship. It is mostly like a staging area, however. So there isn't as much timber as you would like, but there is definitely enough.
How much can I carry? Can I carry it all?
If you spend some time, I'm sure you could form a sort of
Okay.
sled that you can carry enough timber with.
I can carry 510 lbs. How much?
Pounds.
That's a fuckload of pounds to carry.
Well, I'd probably say that I'm going. Unless one of you guys actually have an understanding of the type of timbers that are required for a ship, I'm going. Why don't we talk to Catherine, return Cassius, and see what this dwarf carpenter has to say, and we might be able to refer him to here if he needs materials.
And perhaps some of the townsfolk could even help us carry it if it is useful.
Mm,
Exactly.
I mean, we
we
could also
probably don't need them, but hey,
could just take a second and come up with a little thing. Like I'm gonna start looking around
can-
and shuffling around and see if there's any kind of like slates we can lay everything on.
I can drag 1,000 pounds, so I'm I'm happy to drag
Of,
some.
of that, the push, what is it?
Drag or lift?
Push, drag, or lift is temporary. So it'd be like
Okay, yeah, okay, that's a little thing.
it'd be a strength check every 5 feet.
Yeah, pretty strong.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah.
nah, that's cool.
So yeah, you can take a couple of hours and fashion like a sled that you can drag all the wood with. I mean, you've got enough rope and whatnot that you could do.
It's up to you guys. Might
Like,
as well take
it's-
some, even if it costs us less
Well-
then in the future.
I guess if we take some, we can show the quality of timber to this dwarf.
I'll just
Um,
take whatever I can carry. I think I won't get a sled or anything.
I'll also give him a hand to fashion up something if we do want to do the sled idea. But if it's going to take a couple of hours, why don't you guys take the boy back and Zorak and I'll stay here and gather up some of this wood.
Sounds good to me.
We can meet you back in town. It's not that far away.
To remind you, we may have to pass back through that Goblin Canyon. So is it best that we somehow or some degree stick together?
Whatever, I'm crazy.
Well, I'm
I love
happy to
an orc
return.
saying I'm crazy.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna start walking back with Nicholas
Yeah.
then, and I would just want to be healthy.
and we'll
Well, Andy will follow with you because I imagine he's going to stick with the,
You'd-
Can I
sick
just
child.
yell out, send your bird back if you're in trouble?
yeah.
Nick,
Okay.
Zorak, we'll only
if you
spend
can do that, I don't know.
we'll only spend half hour to an hour here, right? And get
Yeah.
as much as we can.
Sounds good.
Alright, give me a, what is it? Survival check. Zorak?
Ooh. That's a 6.
Oh,
Okay.
Not good.
Well, okay.
I rolled a 22 on survival if that helps.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so Zorak is trying to tie like a bunch of logs together to form a sort of sled that you can put stuff on, but he clearly has no idea how knots work.
He knows how to swing an axe. That's about it.
Yeah. However, like you have a rudimentary understanding of that's not going to work at all. That's just going to come undone every 5 feet. So you give him a hand, and you just kind of, show him what knots will work, and you manage to form a rudimentary sled that you can load up with timber.
I say you do the knots, mate. I'll drag.
And because I'm not real intelligent, after I'm done, can I trip on it, please?
Oh,
And
100%. But I think that's more because you're drunk.
yeah, I mean a bit of both.
Classic.
So like as I stand up, we're like, give it a slap, and yep, she'll work. I'd like to trip
Classic.
over and just play into it.
I'm just picturing like full on. You're like, all right, start dragging us. He starts dragging. He looks behind you, just sitting on it. That'll take a couple hours. The rest of you, when you start taking Cassius back towards the village, you come across where you were ambushed before, and you haven't come across any other goblins yet. You've been keeping an eye out, but it's fairly clear. Like you think you hear some noises in the bushes, but nothing attacks you. You make it all the way back, safe and clear, all the way back to the village.
as we're walking, I kind of want to I'll kind of walk behind a little bit. I'm gonna say, "Hey, kid, how long were you captured for? Do you remember?"
He doesn't really understand how many days he was there for. He was kept inside mostly, and he was beaten, and he was knocked unconscious a few times. So he did lose track of the days.
Do you know what they wanted you for?
He looks kind of shy and goes like, "I think they wanted to eat me."
Of course they did.
And Gobbos.
That's
Disgusting creep.
very. What? Yes, I have no words for this. Let's return him to his mother quickly.
All right. So as you approach with the child, his mother sees you in the distance. She's working the fields again,
Ah, yeah, she is.
sowing her seeds. Yeah, she runs up to you and immediately runs to her child, picks him up and spins him around. Clearly, they're very happy to see each other again. She looks at you, goes, "Thank you very much for bringing my son back to me. I hope it wasn't too much trouble."
No, Catherine. It's the least we could do for you and your son. Do you know why the goblins are here? Is this a common thing for them to be here?
They've been here for a long time. We can never kill them all, and they just keep breeding and coming back. Every now and then they get a bit rowdy, but for the past few hundred years, we've never been able to get rid of them all.
Very interesting. There seemed to be a hut that they were living in. Is that
Yeah,
that?
the old hunter's cabin. It's it's where old Hunter used to live before he left for a better place.
Fair enough.
Where did he go? Where is this better place you speak of?
I don't know. He just boarded a ship as it was leaving, and it was never seen again. He never came back.
Well, I mean, living out there, I can't half blame him.
Still, it would have been nice to have him back here. He did tend to kill a few goblins now and then and keep their population down so they didn't become a problem for us. But what are you going to do?
What was his name?
Hank.
Hank. I'm kind of like waiting for a second name.
He didn't have a last name. He didn't have a family. Like, not many of us here have families anymore. We just tend to go with whatever we have. We don't
So how
judge
many
here.
people? So how many people live in this village?
About 6 others.
A small town indeed.
It is. Most of the others died of old age or they've gone. I fear we'll all have to leave soon enough.
What keeps you here?
This is where I grew up.
I understand that. Well, I guess we'll be heading into town then. If that's all if you need a hand, any
Yeah,
further?
I can take you into town. I can show you Unther. He's our resident lumberjack. I'm sure he can, or carpenter, I suppose. He can definitely help you with what you need.
What was his name again? Sorry, I'm not very good with dwarven names.
Unther,
What is it?
Unther, Unther.
Unther. That'd be fantastic. It, but yeah, that'd be fantastic. We'll be more than happy to escort you.
All right, so she starts guiding you down a road that takes you to the village. She makes her son go back into his room and stay in the house that they're in.
Is it real pixelated for anybody else yet?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
Wait
got
for
to
it to
zoom
load
out.
and then zoom in and zoom out.
Yep.
Zoom out and back in. Yeah, so
Okay.
she takes you to the village. Not that many people laying around. You can see some people working in the fields or working on their houses. But you do see one dwarf working in the center of the town. He's cutting up some timber to size and building various bits of what you would assume is furniture.
Well, I guess I'd wait for Catherine to introduce if she's with us to do so.
Yep. Well, she directs you to Unther. He raises a hand in greeting to Catherine. And says, "Catherine, how are you?" And she introduces you three to Unther. Clearly, they've been friends for a while. But yeah, she goes, "Yes, hi, hey, Unther. These are the people I was telling you about. They helped rescue Cassius. He's back home, safe and sound."
And I'd hold my hand out. Say, good day,
He
good sir.
clasps it and shakes it really. His hands are just really rough with calluses. He works with his hands a lot, and his hands are just very callous from all the rough work.
Cool.
He goes, "Pleasure to meet you."
Can I? Oh, sorry. You finish your social interaction.
Yeah, I'd do my social interaction. I'd shake his hand and, g'day, Unther. My name is Nicholas, and yes, we just happened to come upon Catherine and young Cassius, who seems to have lost his way.
Well, it's always nice to see a child return home. What can I do you for?
We I'd look over because I could see here that Asta's wanting to say something, so I'd sit back for a second. I'm going and wait for
I-
Asta.
I just want to inspect what furniture he was making, like the quality of it.
Well, at the start, you can't really tell what he's making
Hmm.
because it's still very early stages. Just a couple of legs, and that's all you can really see. But he's mostly just like got very raw timber that he's working on.
Has he got any like finished products around that I can kind of?
No, you kind of get the feeling that like anything he does finish immediately gets put into use.
And then I'll continue on my pleasantries and there's mention about our how we ran aground a little bit and if he'd be able to assist us with possibly repairing our slightly damaged ship.
Yeah. Well, he lets this big bellowy chuckle. Ah, had a bit of a rough landing, did ya?
Yes, we're
Thanks,
not
Myra.
quite yet. We've got our air legs, if you will. It's one of those things, I guess. It's a fresh engagement in this ship that we have.
He gives you a suspicious eye and goes, "Never been on a ship, have you?"
No, this is actually my first time. I'm wishing to study the magic.
He gives you like this pat on the back, light to him, kind of like pushes you and almost knocks you over. He just laughs like very loudly. He goes, "Ah, well, you'll learn soon enough. It's a wonderful adventure sailing a ship is."
Oh, I was never expecting to sail one. I just wish to study, but here we have got this ship, and yes, but I don't want to bore you with the details. But if you could help us, we have found that the goblins apparently had taken over the old hunters, Hank's hunter's cabin. We did find some timber there. I don't exactly know what you need, but if you'd like to come back, we could show you the quality of timber and then our ship, and if this is something that you could help us with.
He looks at you. Goes, "Oh, you bought timber from the hunter's cabin, did you?"
We have two of our party is at this present time trying to gather some up for us. Yes.
At this present time, you're so like calm and collected.
What a fucking man, eh? What a gentleman.
He goes like, "I'll certainly have a look at it for you and see, whether any of it'll work. I have repaired a ship or two in my time. Like, I kind of came out here to retire. But yeah, I can certainly look at the timber for you and let you know if any of it's going to be of any use."
Oh, fantastic. I'd look over to Asta. Is there anything else that we need in town? Well, may I ask, actually, Sir Dwarf, what else is in town?
He looks around and goes, "What you see is what you get. There's a few farmers and that's about it. This isn't really a town people visit. We're just living our life. This is where people come when they are sick and tired of civilization."
Ah, understandable. I live in a city. I can see the charms.
Charming it is. He looks around and looks at Andreas. He goes, ask for his assistance in healing one of the sick of the town. I'm just picturing that Andy would be happy to go and heal
Andy definitely
anyone.
would.
Hmm.
He would
Yeah.
be like, "Yeah, bro. Yeah, whatever you want to do, my man. Yeah."
It's
Yeah,
like,
so they walk off. Yeah, they walk off hand in hand, skipping
skipping.
towards one of the houses. They go inside, and he attempts to heal the sick man inside. You wait a few hours, and the other two come back. One of them dragging this heavy load of logs.
As we're coming back, as we finish up, I'm gonna say, as per the agreement, you're gonna pull right. So I'm just gonna chill up here and climb up on top of it, get the old loot off my back, and just sing a humble tune as we're walking back. I
Oh.
say as we're walking back, but as he's walking back.
While
I
Very
might-
important to
might
get
keep
that
dragging
right.
ya. I'll keep dragging you.
I just want to say while Nicholas and Andy are doing all of the social faux pas and things like that, I'm just gonna sit on a fence and swing my legs and look at look at my crossbow and my sword and just wait.
All right. Yeah. So Andy and Uther spend some time at the house, and they hear the commotion of you guys arriving with all that timber. Uther walks back out, sees all the timber, and gives it an appraising eye. Spends some time looking over it. He does greet you guys, gives you a handshake and all that.
Take it back.
He's like nodding his head. He goes, "Yep, I reckon I could turn this into some timber you could use."
Next
What kind of
minute, you
damage did your ship take?
Toss a coin to your witcher.
I actually can't remember, to be honest.
On the left sail, and I believe we needed some plank
from
repairs.
from
on
over on
hull.
the fence post, you just hear her yell out, "We've torn a sail!" And
I would slowly and gracefully walk over and kind of just stand in the distance and just over here.
Typical rogue brooding. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he nods his head. He goes, "Yep. Your ship should have the necessary components to repair the sail. For the planks, I could spend a couple of days turning this into some solid planks that you could use to repair it.
are there
For
any
anything
other
else you
I mean,
need
are
to
there
do around
other
here?
troubles around town that we can fix within those couple of days? I mean, I feel like all that work, fixing the timber and fixing the ship. As much as we loved helping save Cassius, anything else you need help with? Any more goblins or anything giving you a hard time?
He looks around and goes, "Well, your friend Dandy over here kind of healed the only sick person in the village. You killed most of the goblins. That's all we really needed.
I'm just
You've
thinking, I'm
made
gonna.
life a lot easier for us for the next few years, at the very least."
Well, you got any alcohol?
He laughs and pats you on the back. Says, "Come this way, my friend."
Ah, and you had to let like a tearful, a joyful
Gee.
tear. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the
Tearful.
moment. I'll let a joyful tear roll down my cheek as we stroll towards the alcohol.
Yeah, he takes you into his house and he pats you on the back and says, "Wait right here. I'll go get you a tankard." He walks into his house, further into his house, and comes back out in a few minutes with a large tankard full of beer.
So happy. Ah,
As
Um,
this is happening, can I walk to Nick and say, Nicholas, how you faring? Quite a bit different than your usual life, from the sounds of it.
Oh,
Speaking of the alcohol, I'm just going to go get myself a new one. You
Yeah.
can keep talking.
damn it! I need a new one too. Yeah. Yes, it most definitely is. I grew up in a city. Don't ask the name because I've yet to have been informed of what city I come from. Insert city here. But yes, pretty much museum. Most of my life, my parents own a museum, a natural history, sorry, and
of course they
then studying to become a wizard, so I can
mate,
better
yeah.
help my family.
You're handling it well.
Thank you, sir.
As I walk
do.
off. I'm a man,
Very,
I come in, say what I
very
want.
interested.
I just kind of like, oh, okay, new people, very different. But in saying that, like, Nicholas he's kind of a bit. If you really were paying attention to him, he is a bit flustered with the
Yeah.
group in the sense of he's not too sure how to. He might be able to talk to people, but he's not used to a group of people, if you will.
Is it
It's a
Is it
pretty
because the-
chaotic party.
Is it because the group's so flamboyant? Like, just so nonchalant, you seem so proper?
It's more in regards to he's a bit of a loner himself, because every now and then you'll catch him kind of just, as it sounds like he's talking to himself or something like that along those lines, where he's just a little bit off every now and then, and not everyone appreciates a quick conversation to oneself or to his raven, for that example.
Then I walk over to Asta and say, Asta, well, I don't really agree with your methods. I have to admit, you're very proficient at your skills.
Leaning back on the fence post, kind of stretching out. I do what has to be done. It's even if it's messy.
Interesting.
I'm sure you're no stranger to mess yourself. Looking at that all.
I just have a chuckle. Yep, indeed.
All right, so Unther kind of walks out after sharing a drink with Brock and says, well, I suppose if you need to wait around until I finish working with this timber, I'm sure you could give a hand at the farms for the next day or two until I've finished refining this lumber to repair the ship.
Sounds
Nick-
good to me. Just put me to work.
If you guys are doing stuff like that, Nicholas will probably end up just being on the ship for most of that time while he's doing that. So, because his whole purpose was to study the magic on the ship. So, unless asked otherwise, he'll come in and assist in the town if required. But yeah, he'll more than likely be on the ship, having
Sounds
a bit of
good.
the study of the crystals.
I was
First
gonna
things
say,
first, we should probably see if John hasn't stolen our ship, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably
I
start
was-
socializing with John actually, just so
yeah,
he's like kind of cool with this.
I was gonna say, if I saw Nicholas go up for the magic and stuff, I was like, well, gonna check on that pirate. Who knows what he's up to?
Probably not the
So I-
worst idea as well, Asta
Indeed.
and Nicholas, if you can try to figure out the best way to pilot the ship, since you two seem to be the captains, so to say.
I try my best. And I curtsy.
And I'll say that too, but
Like, it
I
is what
sounded
it is.
sincerely.
All right, yeah. So you guys head back to the ship. John hasn't stolen the ship, surprisingly. He does look like he actually has spent a bit of time trying to repair the ship. But clearly he needs a few extra hands to do some further repairs to the ship. But yeah, he's still there. Like, he hasn't stolen anything.
When we get back to the
He's
ship,
tied the ship back down. He's tied the ship to the mesa more securely. And he explains that the ship started to drift a little after you guys left, so he had to resecure it in the wind.
when we get back, how much is like a day or two's like worth of wages? Like, is that copper? Are we talking silver or?
Well, I gave him
oh,
2
silver,
silver
yeah.
before
Oh,
we
you gave
left.
him silver. Okay, then I won't
And
know.
I believe Nicholas.
for
I mean,
also-
yeah, I
Pirate
gave him one.
Mosin, it'd be a couple of silver, really. Like,
A
you
day.
wouldn't,
Okay, I'll
you
keep
wouldn't
looking
expect to pay him that much.
Cool.
Like, gold is what like a pirate would expect to earn in his like a year or a couple of months at least.
Okay, well I'll flick him 2 silver when we get back and say, stick with us, mate, and you'll get your money.
He like grabs one of the coins, puts it between his teeth, and like bites and tries to bend it. And like nods. He goes, "Pleasure to stay on with you, mate." He's got a replacement sail for the sail that got torn, and the shards or the shreds of the sail that was torn on the deck of the ship, and he's like trying to sew it back together to try and fix it.
I'd cast Mage Hand and help him,
Mage
help him
Hand.
out, keeping the material close together, and while also, if I can, like, because I don't want to be in the road because I clearly have no idea what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
I'll be asking where to help him, but also staying clear because I don't want to get poked by a needle by accident. So
Yeah.
cast my Mage Hand to kind of keep the materials together, for example.
Yeah, fair enough.
While
So, you can-
I would
Oh.
have stayed in town, sitting by the fence, drinking that big
like a
tankard.
drunkard.
Yeah, I
The
wouldn't
drunkard.
like
He-
a very
he's the new
classic
village
like
drunkard, yeah.
street hobo kind of guy. Yeah, with me bloody
Um,
slippers on.
Well, I see. Is it Untha?
Yeah, Gunther.
Untha. kind of like, man handling all of the planks and shit like that. Kind of
Did
just
he
be
go
like
back to the
standing
boat?
back.
I thought he was working them in
Um,
town. Was he
Yeah.
not working the wood in town?
Yeah, so there's like a
Oh.
little area in the center is kind of like his workshop. It's where he
Oh,
does a lot
okay,
of other
never
stuff. It's
No,
not
that's
really
fine.
his workshop; it's just where he's working. So yeah, it doesn't take him long. Like he's clearly very skilled at his trade, working the timber and like shaving it down into appropriate sizes and lengths. Yeah, a couple of days go by and he's got all the timber ready to go.
In that time, is there a way that we can try and like study, e.g., myself on the magic to make the ship move a bit, like so that we're not going to crash into the next mountain?
Yeah, so from the limited amount of time that you have spent on the ship studying it, you are starting to get a sort of idea of what magics are used to keep it afloat, and what is used to steer it. But it's going to need a little bit of more practice actually flying the ship to figure out how to sail it without crashing. Fortunately, you realize that the next place that you go to is going to, give you a few days of which you can practice.
Okay, cool.
And also during the time, I realize nights and days are going to pass. I'm more than happy to just sleep outside, just chilling in the bush, using the tree as a pillow or whatever else. But I'd also offer, like, after the day's come to an end, I'd be like, hey, I'm a pretty good cook. If you need, if you want me to cook some dinner or something, it's kind of like a, you rub your back, I'll scratch mine kind of thing.
Uther gives you like a good hearty chuckle and goes, "Oh well, it might be best if you go out and hunt some game, and I'm sure I can scrounge up some herbs and spices that you can use to cook a good meal. The village people would certainly enjoy a nice hearty stew."
I'll throw
I'll
my
tell you
hand
what,
up and say I'll help hunt.
I make a hell of a stew, I'll tell you what. But hunting, I mean, I can really slap something, but only after it's already on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not much of a hunter, but I'm good. You put me in the wilderness, I'm good. I'll live, but I ain't gonna. We're not gonna hunt, but we'll survive, but we won't. Survive by.
Point, I'll shoot.
I'll look at Asta and say, Asta, I think we're probably best suited for hunting. You'd like
Uh,
to join me?
I'll stand up.
Wait, you guys?
I
You
think
guys
you're
come
right.
back to town.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah, well, didn't a day or two go by
Yeah, it's-
from the ship?
Well, you got 2 days that you can do stuff. You can just say what you want to do, and I'll And you can,
Oh, I was just like laying in the dirt here the whole 2 days, but
pass out drunk for the next 2 days.
Yeah, I'm just hunting and helping around the town, just doing whatever like physical stuff that needs
Yes.
to be helped with.
so as Zorak and Astra, Holden Astra, go get some hunting done. I'll say, when you guys get back with the game, I'm ready to cook.
I'd probably try and catch up with Asta if there's time, or like basically anyone that's still going to be on this ship or nearabouts, and go and just make a idle thought process of going, mate, is there a way that I know Unther is retired, but if we're going to be using this ship, we could use a carpenter. Maybe there's a way that we could to.
My thing before, when I thought Unther was going to be repairing the ship, like while we were there, Nicholas, was I was going to ask him like, so can you fly a ship also? And I was going to ask him like some tips and stuff like that, but I don't know if he's actually gone up there and repaired it yet, so I was going to save that.
At the end of the 2 days, he comes with you, taking the timber up to the ship. As he approaches the ship, he's like nodding, looking at it, trying to see it at different angles. He goes, "Yep, this is a decent looking ship you've got here. bit of a rough landing you had. I can clearly see that. He looks at you, goes, "Which one of you were captaining the ship?"
Oh, well,
Uh,
there was two of us.
we look at each other.
Yeah. I'm not sure if piloting was the correct word. I'm sorry, sir.
We did our best with what we had at the time.
He has a good hearty chuckle. He goes, "Ah, I see. And he, as you manage to get the timber to the top of the mesa, he kind of like looks further into the damage. He goes, "All right, well, it's not going to take me that long to repair the damage done to this ship. You know, your man's done a good job of trying to fix what has happened."
Thanks,
Can we-
John.
Can we? Oh yeah, good old John. Can I say to the dwarf? So, do you know how to fly a ship?
Well, I've sailed a ship before, for sure, but captain the ship? I've never been a captain.
Any tips you could give to our young Asta here? Are you young Asta? How old are you, Asta?
I am, I believe, 101.
Is
But
that
that-
young for help or
And
not?
it is young. It's fairly young.
Okay.
Still a
Oh.
baby in elf years.
Either
Yeah,
way, I'd
he
still say
looks
young.
at Aster, looks at the ship, looks back at Aster, he goes, "Don't crash it."
If I had some information, I won't.
Yeah, he takes you onto the ship and kind of says, "Well, I can try and give you a few lessons for what I do know."
That would be useful then. Thank you. I kind of like look a little taken aback that like this man is just overly helpful. Like I have not encountered. I mean, besides like everybody else in this party right now, I haven't encountered such overly helpful people.
I mean,
before.
to be fair,
Well, you
they
get the
probably
feeling
don't get a
that
whole lot of visitors.
I was just gonna say, like, you get the feeling that the people of this village are just, they don't really see people that often. So people that they do see is like, kind of, a unique opportunity to make friends. And the people that came and helped them clear off a bunch of goblins, they'd certainly try to help them as much as possible. But yeah, they're a small, very small village of people helping each other. Like it's the only way to get through the day-to-day life. But yeah, like he spends a fair few hours trying to repair the hole in the ship, and assists John in reattaching the starboard side sail. I think it's starboard. I don't know. I'm googling this.
Port's your left side, if I remember correctly. 'cause
Yeah,
that's where
you
the
I
hole-
was the port. Yeah, the ship has left the port, so port is left
yeah,
side.
left side. It fixed the port side fucking sail. Are you happy now? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it fixes the port side sail, and patches the hole in the ship. It comes up and says, "Well, as far as crash landings go, it wasn't too bad. You didn't manage to damage the structure of the ship, just the outside. At least you won't be suffering anything coming inside the hole, as it were.
Thank
Or anything being sucked outside, I guess. You should be good to go."
What-
Uh,
How do we take this thing off then? Like how do we get this thing moving?
he has a bit of a chuckle and it's like, "Oh, I can spend some time, showing you what information or what knowledge I do have."
Hunter, I will have to ask the question because I feel that we need at least a competent person. Is there any way that we can bring you out of retirement? We have gold.
He looks around and goes,
Like-
"Well, I do kind of miss it.
Nick, I'm
Would be
sure
nice
you're not.
to sail again, but the people here do need me.
Why don't
But-
they come too? Are they?
Well, I suppose if
stay
they
here?
came with, we'd definitely have enough people to sail
Well,
the ship."
I should probably ask before we get too ahead of ourselves. Where are we going?
That's a good question.
We do need a destination.
As
Well,
up to you
well,
guys.
Open up the captain's map. And
It's like it was cued.
Beautiful.
I go wherever the sea breeze takes me.
If I remember
Ah,
correctly, we were heading for Crowport originally.
Yeah, originally that's where the resources were going.
And I'd probably make a mention of that if this conversation comes up of like where we heading. I'm going, well, we're originally heading for Crowport, and if that's the case, then we could sell what was originally meant to go for sale there. We could possibly sell it.
Well, someone's going to be waiting there expecting their delivery. I don't know if it's necessarily ours to sell. Know what I mean?
I suppose, surely, if we explain ourselves to the dockmaster, something can be arranged.
That's true. That's true.
just don't
Yeah,
go to
Uthra kind
Crowport.
of looks and goes like, yeah. I do know Crowport does need a bit of farming supplies from what I've seen in your ship. You do have a lot of produce around here. There is a town a bit north of there, Vencall. I think you'd get a bit more gold for selling your supplies there. But if you've got a contract in Crowport, by all means, you can take the supplies there and you're guaranteed to make a bit of gold.
As he says contract, I kind of look at everyone a bit sus, like, oh.
When you say more gold, what was the name of that village, that city? Encore?
Vencall.
Cool.
It's a town just northeast of Crowport. I do know that they tend to pay a bit more for supplies than Crowport, just because they're a bit smaller and they are a desert town.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm not totally against that. The more gold, the more we can spend on alcohol.
Well, I suppose I don't want to be the party pooper and all this as well, but this ship is not ours. Now,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know the rules of the sky, but if we
I mean, they were pirates, though, right? You're
the
not gonna.
pirates
you're
took
not-
over the ship,
And exactly, as far as anyone knows, pirates have possibly still kept the ship.
I don't want to be a pirate.
Yeah, I'm no pirate myself.
I'm more than happy to hang on, sorry, reading and stuff at the same time. I can't do two things at once.
Amateur.
Prerequisites for being a pirate, which is the drinking.
I don't want to do it wrong. If we don't need to, I don't want to be stealing a ship.
Let's sell it then.
I vote. This is my vote. We can obviously be a decision. Go to Crowport. If someone's expecting the ship back and they own the ship, or then fair enough. But if they don't, then find us keepers. That's my
How
vote.
about-
I'm happy.
How about we deliver the resources to Crowport and bargain that we keep the ship?
I agree. A ship could be very useful. All these islands.
Is it? I'm
Is
just
it?
Speak up, Nicholas.
well. I guess the more I think about it, the more
I'm gonna like kind of sidle over to Nicholas, like all very chummy like, trying to be persuasive as what it may. If you think about it, this ship could very well, if we did not save it, would be in bad hands. Sorry, John. So in a way, we have done a service to the world by keeping it.
no, I see your point. Well, it is very hard and a lot less expensive of having our own ship. So
We We can give all of the resources to the appropriate people in Crowport.
And let's not be too hasty though with that. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to make some money though, right?
no,
Right.
well, in
I
the
value
end,
my honor over my wallet.
in the end,
All
I'm
people
here.
aboard.
I'm here for to learn, and if this ship is to help me do so, I say we sell the food. Sell the food wherever we need to, either be it Crowport or Vancor or wherever. I think we keep the ship. I think that's a good idea.
So go to Crowport, see if anyone's expecting the ship, possibly barter with them, say we save the ship or whatever, and then get what we can get. Is that the plan?
Well, maybe if this ship is known, maybe it is better to go to Vancor where we can get a bit more money, and if it is a smaller town, they're not going to know the ship.
I mean,
Might be worthwhile.
I agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
I'm open to whatever. To
Done. Off to
Vancor?
Vencor. Done.
Well, then I'd push more for Unther's help, and if he feels that we can persuade the town to come with, I'd probably try and find out if
I
there's
mean, are we-
like what can the town have people help? Are they good at sailing themselves? Like clearly, I haven't seen any ships here, so
And just ask
Well,
them if
the
they
problem
want to
with-
go.
The problem with sailing a ship such as this is you need numbers to man all the ropes and parts. So the more people you have that can man those parts would make it easier to do things. Because it's
My
not
friend-
like you can just say, hey, lower the sails. If there's no one to actually lower the sails, you can't lower the sails. So
Yep.
the more people you have that can do things like that, the easier it is.
Being said, we also don't want to uproot your whole town. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's gonna destroy what livelihood they have, we can make do.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you went and asked them, then I'm sure some of them would probably be more interested than others.
Ask them if they want free packages to Vancor and no
Um,
pressure.
Hang on, Mr. DM man.
Yeah,
Do I have knowledge of with my background? If a ship is scheduled to deliver something and they don't end up turning up, what generally happens? Do I know?
So it does depend. If there is a full-blown contract saying I will pay you this much to deliver this, and the payment is halved, upon acceptance of the contract and half on deliverance, then the honor of that captain tends to go down. But you don't know whether there was a contract for the goods in your hold or not. You just
Cool.
know that
Did-
that's where it was going to deliver the stuff.
Captain's dead anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Did and if I haven't yet, I'm going to do that now while we're standing on the ship. Did I check the captain's pockets for like paperwork and documents and things like that, or did I just check his desk?
You only checked his desk, as far as I'm aware.
Well, I'm going to check through his coat and things like that.
would he still be on board?
Respectable.
So the
Yeah, I
captain
mean,
is
no-
just laying on board. No, you didn't find the captain had the knife in his back.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, unless John threw him off the side of the cliff where we were.
I imagine he would have buried them at that stage. I mean, like, it's been
Okay.
a couple of days since
All right.
you
All
guys
right.
woke up, so he would have tried to at least bury the corpses, given how bad they
All
would
right.
be held.
I'm gonna look at John then. Hey,
Where's that
John.
motherfucker's body?
Yeah.
did you find anything on the captain when you buried them? Assuming he buried them.
He looks at you sheepishly, like, I found a nice knife in his back. That's about it. He didn't have anything interesting other than a fancy looking compass, but I figured the ship could use that, so I put it on the steering wheel. What do you call the steering wheel?
It has a
Anyway.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, Adam, we know this. We know this from.
The helm.
Ship's wheel
Oh,
helm.
That's the helm is where the
Helm. Yeah, you put it at the helm.
I just said that.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
play Sea of
No.
Thieves.
no
Yeah.
contract.
Actually, if you guys are interested, I would love to play some more Sea of Thieves. I love that game.
I don't like the
Haven't played it.
PvP in the game.
Neither do I, but it's fun. Especially if you can get like a group of people. But like honestly, if you cheese the system to get like 2 ships playing at the same time, it's amazing.
You know what
Do we
else
know
is
your
cool?
background, Asta, or we don't?
I
No, we wouldn't, would we? You wouldn't have said anything.
I don't think she's explained it to anyone.
Yeah,
So
no, that's cool. That's
But she's a pirate, in case you want to know.
yeah, I assume that, but my character doesn't know that.
yeah.
out of character, yeah.
And I,
mean-
out of everyone, I lean towards Asta more. So everyone else is a bit odd.
I know
you
how to
got,
get.
you got the village drunk who happens to be, really fighty, and then you've got an orc.
A
I mean,
orc
I'm-
that says something and Buggy walks off. It's like, okay, I'm back at school. Got this.
I'm an entertainer, though. I'm not a drunk. I mean, I'm a drunk as well, but I'm also an entertainer.
Drunkest
Drunk
people are the most entertaining. Hey,
Hey,
the drunkest people are normally the most entertaining.
yes.
Oh,
sir.
All right. Well, I'd
Okay, so
I'd
go-
go around to the town and ask everyone if they would help us pilot the ship. Sorry. First off, I'd talk to our party and say that we have got some gold. We might be able to get the town on board if we hire them like you would any other crew. But I feel that we definitely need capable hands like Unther as a carpenter himself and also having experience. I feel that if we're going to keep this ship for ourselves, that we need this. And more people of experience, but we need people to help us on this ship.
I've definitely asked them. Just don't put any pressure on them. This is their home, you know.
Yes.
All right. So as you put the option towards the villagers, suggesting that all 6 of them come with them to, or come with you to sail the ship on adventure and trade and whatnot. You give them the option. You don't pressure them, as you said. You
And they
just put the
jump at
option. They do deliberate. They say, "Oh, give us some time. We're going to talk amongst the villagers."
Who are the other people that we see? Are there like any other strong young men in the village?
They're all
Make babies.
middle-aged-ish. So there's another couple that is around 30 to 40 years old. They're both males. They're both humans. And there is another one who's about 27.
Crazy with this far out village to have a gay couple. I like it.
Yeah,
Very
they're not. No.
progressive.
Yeah, they decide there's like amongst them they take a vote and they said, yeah, look, it's probably more beneficial for them to leave, given how few there are now. So they do decide to come with you.
Okay, now we've got a ship, lads and
Well,
lasses.
I'd go around and introduce myself to everyone as the good, cordial person I am.
I do have to point out I haven't fleshed out the other 3 people, so
Okay.
I'll do that next session. But you
Alright,
know
I
3 of them.
I just
Cool.
want to know, who's on the ship eventually.
He wasn't expecting us to invite the whole ship along.
I was expecting you to invite
The whole
Uther,
town?
maybe, but that was it. But you invited the entire town, and I was like, oh,
That's actually
okay,
awesome.
So we got
that works.
we
The
got
Venkel, hey?
Unther at +5, correct?
Yeah, so
And
you got
then a young fella, Cassius. Was that
Cassius,
part?
Catherine.
Is Cassius part of the 5, or is
Yeah, well, the mother's
what
not
did
going to leave her son.
no? Just because I'm just writing down on how many people we've actually got on this ship.
Alright, so I have Harris Lawn, Carl Sanders, Unther, Catherine, and Cassius.
Hang on, Harris. Is it Carl?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Catherine.
Harrison Lawn, Carl Sanders, Unther, Catherine, Cassius.
Oh,
So that's
alright.
5. Say 6.
You say
Yeah, so I haven't come up with a sixth, so
Oh.
give me some time for that.
Oh,
one.
no.
that's okay.
Wait, you guys are writing that down?
Yep, Harris, Carl, Catherine, Cassius, Lorne, did you say?
Harris,
Harris Vaughan, Carl
Harris Vaughan, yeah.
Sanders.
My goodness.
What was the character that starts with L?
Harris Lawn. It was his last name.
Oh, Harris Lorne. Okay.
Lorne.
And Sanders was from Colonel Sanders, right?
Carl Sanders. Yes, I did happen to have KFC that night. Yeah.
Okay, well, if
Cassius.
everyone's happy, do we venture on to Vencor? Try to sell our goods? That's the plan.
So,
yeah.
one of you two who know how to fly, you point me in the right direction. I'll.
Well,
Oh,
I guess
almost
we'll
gone over
make
there.
sure that we've got enough food in the hull
Yeah.
to do the trip. And since we've got the whole town coming, I'm guessing they've got pantries that can help fill up the ship with the.
Yeah, so you spend a couple of days, you unload everything, or not unload, you pack everything from the villagers, all the stuff that they find, or that they think is important to them, all the food that they have, all the tools, everything useful from the town. They pack it up, and Zorak carries it,
Yep.
or drags it towards the ship. As they approach the ship, they all do kind of look very
Depressed, right? Because
not
they're leaving
depressed,
the town.
very surprised and happy about taking a ship.
Fuck yeah.
And Pirate John.
We introduced John, yeah. John,
Yeah.
this is the town. Town, this is John. He's a good lad. Say about John. I had to look at him a bit like.
You give him the
Going
look,
to
but
be
you also do the
bad.
thing. Two fingers to your eye, two fingers to his eyes.
Yeah,
and like,
I know you're a fucking pirate, mate, but I'm going out on a limb here. Don't betray us. That's the look I'm trying to portray.
yeah, he kind of nods and goes,
Intimidation check.
yeah, we'll do.
Probably
Uh,
touching
yeah.
the battle
Oh,
your
fuck.
side.
Is that persuasion?
What's this?
Want me to do a persuasion tech for John, or does he just understand?
Intimidation.
Wait,
Or is that
you
discrimination?
know, I
No, he believes. Yeah, he gets
Yeah,
it.
I'm a fucking big orc. Like,
He gets
you know.
ya.
Yeah, like your natural persuasion is going to pretty much guaranteed to convince him anyway.
Cool.
Yeah, you spend a couple of days, the ship's repaired, the town has loaded themselves and their possessions onto the ship. There's a few tears as they're leaving.
Can I offer them hugs? Just like a friendly guy in some slippers, just offering around free hugs.
Yeah, some of them take the hug.
To everybody, like males, females,
I'll be back in a
children,
second. Hang on a sec.
animals.
are there any animals?
That's a good question.
Yeah, there's a raven.
I'm not,
Not
I'm
a
a
weird
little-
undead raven.
Ah, come on.
Flipping our dreams.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset that we skipped over a chance to use my cook's utensils.
Oh,
I'm
right.
trying to find a way to just insert them and just give us a nice cooked meal.
Well, maybe we could have it that Zorak and I killed some animals the day before we left, and you can cook up a storm on the ship.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that.
think-
I want to use my cook's utensils.
Well, you could be our ship's
what-
cook.
I was rolling like a fucking beast during that combat, but now's all my natural ones. You watch.
That was me last fucking session, man. I was rolling so good, and then first roll a 1, and that wasn't even in the combat, so that's my 1 roll.
See, I was rolling all right, and then when I tried to use a new spell, I'm going nope. Well, it's not
Hey,
a new
with
That's
spell.
always the way it works, honestly. Like you'll be doing awesome, and then it's just like when it matters, you'll fuck it. All right. Yeah. So you managed to get everyone on board. Yes, you do manage to hunt down a few animals.
Were you wearing a headset while you walked away?
No.
Is that
No. My headset is pretty old. I guess it's like 3 years old, and the cups keep falling off. So when I went to put it back on, the cup fell off, and I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" I went to put it back on, and I could hear what you guys were saying, but I had it
okay?
like I was working on it. Anyway, yeah. You managed to get all the people on board. Everything seems to be going well. The ship has been repaired, so if you'd like, you can start leaving. Where would you like to go?
Let's
w-
put her
did-
in reverse and just reverse back a bit away from the mountain.
It is beep. I'm kidding. Yeah, you start reversing.
I- Oh, I just want to look at that that compass. Is it do I sense it's a magical compass or
No, it's just a compass that tells you the direction,
Alright.
and John put it on the helm
Yeah,
so
the
that you
helm.
can tell where you're going.
How
just
much are these
gonna make-
people costing, just so I can take those funds out? Like,
What
have
do you
they
mean?
have they
Nothing.
asked for payment, or are they just doing this on their
So
own free
the
back?
couple have asked to jump on board until they can find somewhere where they can jump off, like change towns.
Okay.
The
Yeah, let's
other
make it
man
very
has
clear that we're not
decided-
paying them.
the other man has decided that he would like to join for some form of adventure, so he would like some form of payment. Fuck you, Adam. Uther has decided that he wants some more adventure, so he would like to stay on board the ship again for some payment. Catherine and Cassius would like to find the next village or town that they can jump out and make a new life for themselves.
How do we go about throwing people off the ship who want payment?
Is it Harris that wants payment or Carl?
Harris and his wife want to get off the ship, so Carl Sanders would
Is the
like
one who wants
payment.
to stay?
Yes.
So Carl and so I'm just right. So I know.
So Carl and Untho want to stay on board and they want payment, whereas Harris Lawn and his wife would like to jump off.
Alright, and then- and
staying on
John.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah, John would like to stay on. He wants to earn money and fame and fortune.
All right. And then, like, have we? I'm not sure if we've had this discussion with them yet on what they want as payment, or is it something that we just go, okay, we'll pay you a silver for the year or a gold for the year or whatever, like an upfront payment system, or
Yeah, look, they're happy just to, discuss it as it goes. The more dangerous it is, the more money they would want. But,
well, I'll probably offer them up because I'm going. If you guys want to be crew, I'd talk to Asta because she seems to be a bit more nautical than the rest of them, and I just go like, what do you feel is a fair value to give a man for the year? We can pay them their wage now. And
Why do we have to pay by the
renegotiate.
year instead of?
Well,
because I'm trying to be proper.
oh dear Nicholas. So we would not want to be paying people all up front. Otherwise, they could just leave at whatever chance they get, and then we're left out of pocket.
yeah, you'd want to pay them, like, monthly at the very least.
Okay, fair enough.
What would be a reasonable monthly wage that I would know? Like what?
With your
Five?
background, you
You,
said
you,
something.
from your previous experience, would know that typically they would be given a percentage as
Be fine,
opposed
like
to a
a cut?
monthly. Yeah, so a cut of whatever money would be earned. It wouldn't particularly be a very high percentage, but you do know that there would be enough to, that whenever they get to port, they could, spend some money, do whatever they want, and then continue on, but it'd still be worth it. So, you reckon a couple of silver or a gold or two per adventure? You think would be good?
I guess, but that's how we'd negotiate it with them. Then is like being at the, especially like the likes of Carl, he's wanting adventure.
Can I, as everyone's
Yes,
board
it
the boat,
is.
can I say welcome to the terrific trio? And then look over at
You know,
Brock.
I actually posted that in a Facebook group about Dungeons and Dragons, and there was like, "What did your Dungeons and Dragons group name themselves?" I'm like, "Terrific Trio." ... There was 6 of them or 5 of them. And people just lost it. They loved it.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
that's how
Tanya, I'm
would
good with the whole naming thing.
that's how we'd probably talk to the crew, is because if that's what they're here for, is that we'll go, okay, we'll offer you a percentage of any adventuring whenever we go to port, if they're happy with that, and go from
They,
there.
they
Say-
all nod and they go like, "Yeah, like we're happy to get a percentage of what we've earned, as long as we're treated decently. We get some money. We're all for it."
I'm gonna give him a hug when he says it, when we're treated decently. I'm just gonna, like, without consent, I'm just gonna walk up and just give him a big hug and say always.
All right. Well, yeah. After like the small negotiations with the party of the new part of the trip. In saying that, has the ship got a name written on it? Is
Yeah,
that
it's
something?
the Swindon. The Swindon.
Is there a way that
Swindon.
can we talk to Unther and go? Is there a way that we could change the name of the ship so it's not so recognizable?
He looks at you, goes, well, yeah, it's just painted on. You can name it whatever you want.
Oh, fantastic! Can we name the ship Terrific Trio as well?
I would burst out into laughter if I heard that. Holy shit, I would.
And you'd see Nicholas blush at like such a silly question because he thinks it's much more involved.
I was hilarious. Like, does it have to be named as Swindon? I'm like, well, yeah, it's just what the name is painted on the side. Like, you can be named whatever the fuck you want. He looks, he goes, no, he was like, yeah, like, if you got some paint, you can repaint the name on it, I guess. You can call it something else. That changes its name.
The ship and see if there is any paint on board, if you like.
If we're trying to be incognito with our resources, I think Nicholas has a brilliant idea. We should probably do that sooner rather than later so we can dry.
I'm gonna go down to the different levels of the boat and just search
Sure.
around and see if there's any paint on board.
Yeah, you managed to find some paint. There is some white paint on board. Clearly, it's used to touch up the name and other markings on the ship.
Excellent.
You feel that with enough time, you could rename the ship.
Cool. Well, I'll take the paint up because I don't want any responsibility, but upon finding it, I'll take it up there and say, now that I found it for you, I put the hard work in, someone can actually paint it, yeah?
Can I do that with Mage Hand?
Yeah, I'd say you could do it with Mage Hand.
Oh, look out.
Like Nicholas,
Like-
he's
like-
a wizard. He doesn't mind showing off that he has skill.
Is that like while we're flying he's doing that? Or...
Yeah, because I just kind of hang like I'm assuming because on normal ships the name's written on the hull on the back there. And
So yeah, first of all, you'd have to remove the old name, and then you can repaint a new name.
Can he prestidigitation it?
yeah, that's what I was
or-
thinking.
That's temporary. I think once it finishes, it disappears.
Okay.
Fluffing around, can I just like snatch that alcohol from? Oh god, I forgot your
What was
name.
that?
Did you
Nicholas.
say my alcohol?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
I
like
mean,
snatched
bitch,
it
you
and
can
then-
try, but I am protective of my alcohol. You will not out dex roll me. You will not.
Alright, I won't do it. But just saying, it's an option potentially.
Don't you dare try. This is who I am.
All right, so you managed to you hunt a few animals enough that you can probably cook a few meals for the next couple of days before the meat would spoil. On the
Yeah,
way to Ven. Where are you guys heading again?
Venkor.
Then to Tilly.
Then cool. All right. Yeah, you think that you can keep the meat for a few days. And
pretty-
make some meals from them.
I'm pretty confident in my cooking ability.
Yeah. It's not that. It's that meat, especially freshly killed meat, won't exactly keep the
I'm back,
entire
sorry.
trip there.
I'm
So
gonna
you
look
think you got a
around.
few days that it'd survive before it'd start going off.
Do we have
so-
any salt on board, like an excess of salt that I can use to preserve it or even dry it out to make some like jerky or something?
Give me an insight check.
An insight check.
Yeah.
All right.
Not investigation. Oh,
That's a
there might be some
Dirty
kitchen-
20 on insight.
30, 20. All right. You do manage to find enough salt that you feel you could jerky some of the meat you find.
Oh fuck yeah! All right, I'm in my element now. We're gonna make a nice fucking stew of some of this meat and some veggies and some of the things that they brought on board, and then with the leftovers, I'm gonna make some jerkies.
Cool.
I'd probably
I'm
point out, like
gonna-
on the map, if going, we've got little islands on the way if we require, and we could always stop by to see if we could hunt more game before the last long trek.
Now that we are may have someone who knows how to steer or land
Right.
the ship better.
I'd
Well,
be,
that being
yeah, and
said, Unther kind of taught you how it was that he steered the ship and how the various
Okay.
things work. So, Asta, you're the one that knows how to steer the ship.
Oh, all right,
Hey, look out.
Ben,
all right. I'll try my best.
do it.
I'm going to call a break there because I'm going to go make myself something to eat because I'm hungry as fuck and I want another drink. So, I'll come back in 15-ish minutes and we'll do the trip to Vancouver.
cool.
And,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
and we'll, and
And
we'll do the cooking utensils roll.
Well,
All right,
I reckon a couple of minutes too.
yeah, I'll see you 10, 15 minutes.